back to Real Cast Fishing. Your host, Glenn, with the City Valley Fishing Field Team, COAF Field Team on YouTube. And this round, we're just kind of doing a Let's Talk Fishing round. We're just going to be talking about fishing things. It's Friday, TGIF day, and might as well have a little something for yours truly, something. Anyhow, so these past few days, I was able to get out finally, doing a little fishing. I was trying to do a little bit more fishing at some other locations. Let's see, I started out at the Town Lake, McKinney, and was able to hook up with some trout there. Shifted over to some other locations, and well, I didn't do so well at the Frisco Commons over there in Frisco. Only had one on the line briefly, and he threw the hook on me. And then went after my day job over there at Lake Glen and got some dry flies. And unfortunately, I didn't have the right dry fly. I had to switch over to the elk hair caddis at some point. All right, let's see who's on here. Family. Hey, howdy. Hey, bud, I fixed my notifications. Didn't miss the stream. Oh, well, appreciate it. I do these impromptu. Sometimes I have these scheduled ahead of time, but most times I'm just kind of doing them impromptu. If I can take advantage of the mobile or the Android live stream, I'll grab it right here. I started using this baby right here where I put the phone here, and I've got a lav mic, and it's a two-pronged deal, so it allows me to stream for hours instead of less than an hour. And this is what I was using the other day when I was fishing over there after work well, it was these little guys that were going for some dry flies. And well, that's what brings me back here is I had these dry flies and I didn't have the right size. So just in case, I went ahead and tied some more. So these are size 16 Griffiths gnat, okay? And I like using the Griffiths gnat. Why? Because it mimics basically multiple things that are hatching. And these are tied in size 16. I've tied them as small as size 20 and 22. But I find that the size 16 tends to do really well. I kind of cheated. I don't put the peacock herald for the body. I just use the Dacron thread, in this case olive, and then a hackle. And I tie it more up forward, sort of like a dry fly, but really bushy. And when it ends up happening, it kind of sits there, just like so, and I get those strikes. The other day when I was catching the little bass and bluegill, I started out with an elk hair caddis, and he kind of went for it, and then after that it died down, and then all of a sudden these other guys were fighting or biting on something, and luckily I had a PMC, plain mayfly caddis emerger, in the fly box. Let's see, 512, can I get a shot? Sure. Here, shout out to 512 NQ Rise, appreciate you joining tonight. Main thing is just for Let's Talk Fishing. Got a little opportunity here to just say howdy to folks, and hey, maybe let's prep for what we're going to try doing this upcoming weekend. So I think it might rain at some point, but I believe I have an opportunity maybe to go back to Town Lake. That's that lake or pond in McKinney, Texas, just about 15-20 minutes up the road from here in the city of Allen, where I was catching those trout using some gold super dupers on that BFS reel, that Flight Feather Kingfisher. That's an opportunity there, but I also remembered that Murphy, I thought it was this weekend. It's actually it was past weekend also. So they had 2 trout derbies last weekend. I'm maybe going over to the Murphy City Complex Park Pond and try my luck over there with some of the trout that they stocked. That's the one where it's a deeper pond, and I tend to use a gold super duper or copper super duper, silver super duper, and do that long countdown retrieve, all the way up to 10 count at times, and a slow retrieve. I've seen that worked. But since the temperatures are warmer, I may bring the fly rod also, just in case. And one thing to keep in mind is last year when I fished it, I ended up catching like a 4-pound bass while I was catching the trout. I guess it was warm again. The spawn started starting, and I could see these nice sized bass kind of moving up, starting to stage up close to the bank. And that's kind of one thing that I remember about Murphy is you got to keep in your back pocket that get ready for some bigger size fish there, because I have seen them as well as caught them, some larger size fish, meaning bass and catfish. I took out the GoFish cam as well as the Waterful camera, these two underwater video cameras that I have, thrown them out there and put on a live bluegill and just let it swim about. And I've had multiple bass come by and just kind of pop at them. So that is a popular pond that is, well, holds surprising amount of bass as well as surprising amount of bigger bass. I think I have an old video from about maybe 15 years back where I was actually bringing in it was a little bluegill, or I know it was a little bass I had on the line, and he came up and swiped at it, and bang, another bass came up right behind it and took it and spit it out as well. I mean, it was a pretty good one. Anyways, I just wanted to get together real quick, do a quick live stream, just say howdy everyone, and hey, stay tuned this coming weekend. If I can get away, I'll be out there with that Android neck harness piece. I do have the GoPro one as well, so I just put on the old Hero 8 and throw that on there. I kind of stopped at the Hero 8 with these GoPro cameras. I think if I would get another one, I'd probably go with the Hero 13, because that one has like unlimited battery life. It lasts for a while. But ever since I went over to the Hero 8 way back and put this little external battery power pack, I can stream for 4 or 5 hours, no problem. Or I can just go ahead and videotape for that long and not worry about it. It's mainly the amount of space I have on the SD card that limits me in this case. All right. And I do like the microphone that's built into this one, so I can just dump it in the water and not really worry about it. Actually, this doesn't make it waterproof, but if I did put it in, took this piece out and went with the battery, it would be waterproof. I think the only other modification with this other than the cage was I put these little foamy things here to kind of reduce the wind noise. But that's what I use right here when I'm doing the rebroadcast live streams. And that one's where I just fish, and then I come back to the house, the casa here, and just do a quick rendering of the video. Quick meaning 2-3 hours later, because I just let the video run and just put them all together, render it, and then I just restream it at that point. And I call it a rebroadcast. And that allows me to monitor the chat, answer any questions and whatnot, explain what I'm doing as well. And you can see real time, not real time, but delayed real time, unedited video of yours truly either striking out or doing really well. The Android one, or this one right here, this one seems to work really well. This is the one that I'll use when I'm actually doing a true live stream. All right, and this setup, this is the home podcasting one where I can throw in some of that. I can. All right, that was a good joke there. And then I could do a little rim shot. Oh, yep. And I do also do the ukulele. So this setup is also what I use when I'm doing some ukulele time. It's just I add a second microphone. Let's see if I can get it on here. Yeah, okay, here's 2 microphones. All right, so that said, stay tuned for more. This upcoming weekend, I'll be out there, maybe hopefully catching a fish or 2, and if I need to get with these little dry flies again, at least I have my Griffiths net standing by, or at least a variant of a Griffiths net. In this case, it's no peacock herl, olive Zacron thread for the body, and then just a lot of this hackle right on there to well, make it stay dry. I also use seam sealer from my when I left over from my tent. I got a new tent and I went and put some seam sealer on there, and well, I still had an extra deal of it, and I ran out of the dry ply floatant, so I put it on there, and it's nice and dry, or at least waterproofed. I do keep a deal of Carmex for the lips in cold weather, but guess what? It does do double duty as a dry fly floatant as well, so I've used that as a backup in cases. All right. Again, appreciate y'all joining. Stay tuned for this weekend. I'll probably be doing another live stream, this time with the phone. No rebroadcast, just out there and just seeing what happens. All right. Okay. And, well, it looks like someone's kind of messing up here, so let's go ahead and block that one out. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes you get these ones that just kind of join and they start doing some stupid stuff. So, oh well. That's done. Anyway, next time, we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.